In this video, I'll examine the key updates introduced into Season 8, focusing on their impact on my primary character, the medium, and how they influence the current meta. I'll analyze these changes while progressing through the ranks in World Tour. Last season, we aimed to reach Ruby within 19 days, but peaked at Platinum despite our strong effort. This time, we're targeting a new goal, achieving Emerald before attempting placement matches in Ranked. This strategy will provide essential practice to compete at the highest level and make reaching Emerald a notable milestone in our journey. First up, the Healing Beam. This tool got a big buff this season. Healing per second went up from 40 to 46, and it can now push out 253 total healing before it overheats. What this means in real games is longer uptime when your team is trading damage and stronger reason to run a true support style medium build. If you ever felt like the beam wasn't enough to keep teammates alive, Season 8 is the fix. The Guardian turret also got love this season. Its cooldown dropped from 40 seconds to 35, and if you pick it back up, the reset is now only 17.5 seconds instead of 20. That's basically more turrets more often. It makes mediums way better at locking down lanes and objectives, especially when you pair the turret with the healing beam for that defensive anchor playstyle. The Dematerializer, on the other hand, took a hit. It now has fewer charges, and enemies get a clear visual feedback when the walls are being dematerialized. This means less spamming and more thoughtful use. You can still use it for sneaky flanks or clutch cash out plays, but you'll need to be smart about when you burn a charge. It's not as forgiving as before. And now for the weapon changes for Season 8. The CB01 got a buff. The CB01 saw a damage buff moving from 84 to 88. That's a noticeable bump, and it pushes this rifle into a stronger spot as a go-to mid-range weapon. The Pike 5.56 on the other hand got a nerf. It was dominating in earlier seasons, but it got scaled back. The damage dropped from 50 to 48, and hipfire accuracy took a hit. The trade-off is that it performs a little better at range due to its changes in fall-off, but it's no longer the all-purpose rifle it used to be. The LH1 also got a buff, now hitting at 44 damage instead of 42. It doesn't sound like much, but it brings it closer to the top tier consistent medium AR. The 50 cal Aggro nerf. They finally got a range nerf. Their fall off kicks in earlier, which means you can't rely on them for long range pokes anymore. They're still deadly up close, but not nearly as versatile. Now, after all that nerf and tuning, Season 8 isn't just about taking things away. We've got two brand new weapons that are going to change up the medium and heavy playstyles in big ways. Let's break them down. First up, the P90. This is the first SMG added to the medium class, and it's built for spitting bullets fast up close. High capacity mag, fast fire rate, meant for short range dominance, but still usable a little more flexibly if you can hit and land your shots. What does this mean in practice? If you played the AKM or FCAR for those close fights, the P90 lets you get more bullets down faster. That makes it riskier if you miss, but super rewarding when you hit. Its role is likely going to be get in close, trade fast, and force enemies into cover. On the heavy side, we've got the BFR Titan, a high caliber manual revolver. It's slow, powerful, and not forgiving, but when you hit your shots, it hits hard. Let's look at its stats. The body damage is about 98 per shot. The headshot does around 147. It has a 5-round mag with individual rounds loaded one at a time. The minimum damage falloff starts around 30 meters, max falloff 45 meters, so outside of those ranges, damage begins to drop off. This is a risk versus reward weapon. Great at medium long range if you can land those headshots, but vulnerable in close quarter spams or when they're missing. It's likely to be used by players who lean into precision or as a punisher when enemies overextend. So where does this leave the medium in Season 8? First, the support medium is stronger than ever. Healing beam and turret buffs mean you can lock down objectives and keep teammates alive way more reliably. Second, the aggressive medium is finally a real option. With the P90 you can flex into more of a close range bruiser, almost like a light but with more durability. And third, the Dematerializer medium is shifting into a situational pick. You'll still see it for map control and clutch plays, but with fewer charges it's not the default choice every single game. Overall, mediums are more specialized now. You can't just do it all with one loadout. You've got to commit to a clear role, support, aggro, or utility, and that choice is going to matter more than ever. Now that we've covered the weapon changes and how the medium meta is evolving, I want to zoom out, and I want to talk about how Season 8 is pulling the whole game forward. It's not just balance. The devs are refining a lot of systems, many quality of life improvements, map updates, and features that show the finals is heading in a right direction. Now let's go over what's changing, why it matters, and what I think it means for the future of the game. One of the standout new features is instant replays, currently in beta. The game can now recreate your death moment, showing player movement, destruction physics, interactions in the environment. It's not just flashy, it gives you an insight into what just happened, which helps you learn. Also, the new match recap screen gives you a more post-game feedback, ratings for combat, objective work, support, etc., plus a timeline of the key scoring events, for players trying to improve or even just understand how the match swung. This is huge. Maps are getting love too. Kyoto and Monaco have been reworked. More cover, fixes to interiors, better layout flow, removal or adjustment of problem zones. It's clear the devs are listening to complaints about the choke points and overly pushing areas. Then there's smooth destruction. This is a big one. Structures now collapse more realistically with chain reactions, cascading damage, and areas opening up after collapse. That means environments are more dynamic, less static, and every match can evolve differently depending on what gets destroyed. It adds a fresh tactical layer. Season 8 isn't just for veterans. There are several features making the game friendlier to new players, like playstyles, pre-made loadouts that bundle specialization, weapon, and gadgets so newcomers can pick something that works without figuring everything out from scratch. Also, tutorials got upgraded to teach more fundamental mechanics, how specializations work, what a team wipe is, and how to revive, etc. There's also a lot being done under the hood. Faster boot times thanks to the shaders, pre-compilation in the background, fixes to visuals like floating or clipping objects, better hitboxes, more consistent animations, and improvements in UI readability, like the new grenade indicator. All little things, but when they all land, the game feels smoother. These fixes reduce frustration. Fewer awkward glitches, more polished feel. Putting this all together, Season 8 feels like the moment when the finals is evolving from a fast-paced shooter with strong destruction into something more polished, more mature. Developers are balancing not only power and meta, but also player feedback, fairness, and clarity and accessibility. If this trend continues, I expect deeper, more varied map designs where mid-match environmental destruction plays a bigger role in changing play paths, more tools for players to self-improve via replays, match feedback, etc., and more stable competitive integrity, less lag, glitch issues, cleaner visual audio feedback so that skill matters more. So yes, this medium changes are exciting, but they sit on top of a foundation that's visibly getting stronger. In Season 8, the finals isn't just adding content, it's refining what they've already had in works. And for me, that's one of the biggest signs this game is going somewhere real. Before we wrap up the jibber jabber, I want to talk quickly about this season's content goals for the channel. We're running two separate series this time around. The first one is the World Tour Glam, which is exactly what you're watching right now. The goal this season is to push all the way up to Emerald, and along the way, I'll be breaking down changes, meta shifts, and how each patch is shaping the game. Once we've hit Emerald, I'll be switching gears into a full ranked grind series. That's where the real test begins, and the goal there is to climb all the way up to Ruby. and that's going to give us a chance to compare the more casual World Tour climb with the intensity and strategy required for the high level ranked play. But for now, the rest of this episode is going to be gameplay from the match that pushed us into gold this season in World Tour. It was a big milestone, and honestly, it set the tone for why I'm so excited to grind all the way through Season 8. Let's roll it.